Have you ever said something and then wished you could take it back? Welcome to Storytime by Lingokids. Today's story is a tale to remind us that words matter. Subscribe or follow us so you never miss one of our episodes. There once was a little boy named Bobby. For most of his life, Bobby spent his days at his mother's hair salon, listening to the ladies' gossip.
And then he said,
"Did you see her dress?" I'm not one to judge, but... But today, Bobby's life changed. It was his first day of school. Bobby met his teacher, Miss Polly. She was short and round, with twinkling eyes and a warm smile. The children sat in a circle to play a game. In the game, one child went around the circle until he tapped another child's head. That child chased the first one, trying to tag him before he reached the empty seat. After a few rounds, a boy tapped Bobby's head. Bobby sprang up and tagged the boy before he could get back to the empty seat.
"You're slow."
The other boy frowned. Now, Bobby went around the circle. When he tapped another child's head, Bobby easily made it to the empty seat before being caught. He looked around and laughed.
"What a bunch of turtles!"
Miss Polly didn't hear Bobby's unkind words, but the children did, and it made them sad. Suddenly, a bell rang. It was time for music. Miss Polly had a bin of small drums. She waddled around, handing each child a drum. Bobby leaned over to the girl next to him and snortled,
"Miss Polly walks like a duck."
The little girl glanced at Bobby, shrugged, and started hitting her drum. After music class, the children went to the lunchroom. The school cook was scooping soup from a big hot pot. As Bobby got closer, he noticed the cook's face was bright red from the steam. Bobby had an amusing thought, and he shared it with the boy standing in front of him.
"Look at the cook. He's as red as a lobster."
The boy didn't laugh. The cook was a very nice man. He didn't want to hurt his feelings. Bobby got his soup and sat down to eat. After a while, another bell rang. It was time to leave. The children grabbed their backpacks and went outside. Bobby's mother was waiting for him. "Hello, darling."
"Hi, Mama."
"Tell me about your first day."
"We played a fun game, and I was the fastest runner. The other kids were as slow as turtles."
Bobby's mother looked at her son and gently said, "You can be proud, but don't put other people down, please." Bobby hesitated and then continued,
"We played drums. Miss Polly is short and waddles like a duck."
Bobby's mother looked at him with concern. "Bobby, that's rude. You need to respect your teachers." Bobby was quiet. When they got home, Bobby's mother started to prepare dinner. As she stirred a pot, Bobby let out a big chuckle. "What's so funny?"
"Today, the school cook made hot soup. His face was red like a lobster."
Bobby's mother stopped stirring and put her hands on her hips. "Bobby, those words are not nice. They can cause problems." Bobby looked confused.
"They're just words, like the women gossiping at your salon. It doesn't hurt anyone, right?"
Bobby's mother shook her head. "Words are more powerful than you think." They ate their dinner. Afterwards, Bobby's mother read him a story and tucked him into bed. "Good night, dear. Sweet dreams."
"Good night, Mama."
The next morning, as Bobby entered his classroom, he let out a yell.
Ah!
All of the children were turtles.
What? How?
He ran to find his teacher, but stopped with a gasp. There was Miss Polly, and she was a duck.
Ah! Did my words do this?
Bobby had one more place to go, the lunchroom. He peeked through the kitchen doors. Sure enough, a red lobster was stirring a pot of potatoes.
What have my words done?
Never in a million years did Bobby think his words would cause such harm. If he could take back those awful words, he would. Just then, he felt a hand on his shoulder. Someone was shaking him. Bobby, wake up. It's time for school.
Huh?
You were having a bad dream. Bobby sat up and hugged his mother.
I'm never going to say mean things about anyone again.
Bobby's mother hugged him sweetly and said, "You've learned a lot on your first day of school, and I'm going to make sure the ladies in my salon watch their words also." And with that, Bobby and his mother got ready for the day. We hope you liked the story. Think about the words you say. Do you feel their power? Think about it. Goodbye until next time.
More songs, games, and podcasts on our YouTube channels. And the full interactive adventure in the Lingokids app.
That was fun!